What's up, everyone? Thank y'all for stopping by. Mr. Collector 123 here. Uh, Thank y'all for stopping by again. I have a couple of guests here. We're going to talk about Dallas Fan Expo. Give me one sec. Oh, sorry about that. I was having an echo on my side, but yeah, I have two very special guests that are here today, and they were there, so they're gonna definitely give us their input on how the show was and what they picked up. So we'll go ahead and start it off. First up is Southern Comic Geek. Let me get him up here. Give me one sec.
Hey, what's up? Now I'm all by myself. All by myself. I don't want to be all by.
The man can do it all. He can sing.
There you go. And then, oh, introduce yourself. Tell people who you are. Can you hear me?
SCG. Yeah, Southern Comic Geek coming to you from Mississippi. I was at Dallas Fan Expo, which we will talk about later. If you haven't already done so, smash that like button. It will make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. And subscribe to this guy's channel. That way he'll be able to walk eventually to the next con. But yeah, so be a fun time tonight talking about maybe our pickups or what we thought, the goods, the bad, the uglies. Which, by the way, Michael was very quick to point out if you're sitting at a table with him. Hey, you guys, look. What?
And then I'm gonna make sure to add these guys' information on below because they got YouTube channels too, so they have great content. But next we'll pull up Michael Paredes.
Hey, everybody. Um, I'm also known as Impressive Comics on YouTube. So if you get the time, go check it out. But just like everybody said, we were all at Dallas Fan Expo, and Sunday was my birthday. So I got to tell a couple people there that it was my birthday, and they gave me, a little break on some deals. So took advantage of that. And take it away, Mr. Collector.
All right, appreciate it, Michael. Happy belated birthday, man. All
Thank
right,
you.
all right. Let's see. Let's get everyone here. All right, so got a couple people in. We got Pearson, 1 hour and kind of. Yeah, Pearson was in already an hour before. Appreciate that, man. Pearson's a good dude. I'm here for impressive. Hey, we're all here for Mr. Impressive. Mike Bravo, another Houstonian. I am late, and he's already been in stuff. He bends this woman right here on your right. Sold, Mike Bravo. All right, can't believe you pulled the birthday.
Yeah, I did. Didn't work.
But all right, so I know Southern actually got there Thursday, right? With Shelby.
Yeah, Thursday afternoon, hit up Titan Comics, and which we generally will do from in the area, and then planned Friday out prior to opening up because Friday they didn't up to what was it 2, 3 o'clock, so
Yeah.
or 7 o'clock last year. For some people. I
Yeah,
mean,
for some people,
I
some
know me and
people.
Michael were there earlier, I guess, but yeah.
I was there in spirit. Michael was taking pictures and sending them to me, so I already had the map drawn out where I needed to go. So, but this year was a little different. But no, that's good. So also, I guess we'll start off first with where everyone stayed, which by chance we all stayed at the same place.
Not the
The
same room, just to
Not
be
the
clear.
same room. Not all of us. Not all of us. Some of us.
Yeah.
But me personally, that was the first time I ever stayed at that specific hotel and actually stayed on site because literally the comfort of parking your car, not having to drive unless you go off site, but literally go down to second level, walk across this little bridge, and you're literally right there. The doors are right there. So I mean, to me, yeah, it is pricey. It definitely is pricier than staying off site, but the convenient I think pays for that.
Yeah, Michael and I were talking about this Saturday morning,
Yeah.
and we were just kind of doing some rough math in our head as far as whether or not it was worth it. And it's to each their own. I mean, there is something to be said about convenience of if it rains, in particular,
Mhm.
that you don't have to get your stuff out of there. But if the cat and I'm fortunate enough that my company pays for these outings most of the time because I'm doing work in the middle of doing all this other stuff too. um, but for the casual congoer, you probably could save quite a bit of money by just staying a couple blocks up. I know Shelby's room was it about 140 $130 cheaper, and he was like a block up. um and so you're talking about 2 nights, that's $280. I mean, that's another key,
Yeah.
right? So,
No, that is. I agree with that. What do you think, Michael? Well, I mean, I know you were just saying y'all both talked.
Well, I mean, just like we were saying, so the Omni, which was very nice. There's a lot of things that are convenient, but their breakfast buffet, they made you pay for it. So that's another con to the list is
yeah.
that I would say that it was you can probably stay a little bit further for $300 and plus $300 over cheaper if you book ahead of time, of course. And that's another thing. If you book ahead of time, like Mr. Collector and I did, and I'm pretty sure Southern did too, because he knew he was going to be working over there. If you do it early enough, you get not only a good price on a room, but as close as you think is doable for you. And some of them offer continental breakfast, waffles, just the typical cheap stuff. But if you're on a budget, or I mean, $300 could have gone to something else for me personally.
You know,
So that was a big con of it. The pros was, yes, like Collector said, you could literally be there when doors close and be in your room in less than 10 minutes
Yeah.
versus everybody fighting traffic. Uh, uh, Doing the GPS if you're not familiar with that area, and then trying to think, well, do we go eat or do we go to the room first? For us, it was like 10 minutes. We were already in the room ordering or going downstairs to eat, and we were already with our little handkerchiefs around our necks, ready to eat.
Right.
Everybody's still on the road, so that's something to think about too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's that is a benefit to it. I mean, it just depends on what you want to do, right? You want the experience with the hotel and the convenience, and like you said, with going back to your room when you retired. What about if you're dropping some stuff off, or you bought a bunch of stuff and you want to haul it back to your room because you don't have a wagon toting around? That's another thing you got to think about. It goes, well, you're right there. Just go down there and come back to the floor later.
yeah, that's what. Because Michael was doing some stuff over there,
Mhm.
and during that time, me and the other person that came with us, we were both like, hey, we're kind of much done for the day. There was still like an hour, I think, left, but we went back to the room, and instead of like, I don't want anyone to feel like, hey, let's go, let's kind of rushing people like, hey, you ready, you ready. Everyone can kind of do what they need to do, and then if one person wanted to go back, or because I know the other person went back, I think one time, another I'm thinking one other day, so it just makes things different. But yeah, the price is definitely there. You could definitely tell. um it is pricey, I will say that, but that's what's good about, I guess, splitting it with other people. It makes things a
Yeah.
lot easier, so that was definitely a plus.
So did y'all's room have like a pull-out sofa or anything like that?
No, it was literally just a chair.
Yeah, because I mean, like if you had something like that, you could even bunk up even more, right, and
Yeah.
make the room even more,
Well,
bang
we
for
asked them. We
Yeah,
asked them if they
yeah,
had
that's
a.
what I was about to say. That's the problem with other people that aren't as comic enthusiasts or the artist or celebrity enthusiast. You get people that oh, 2 weeks, 2 months later, hey, you still looking for somebody? Dude, we asked 2 months ago. We can't get a larger room.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that is kind of an issue, and it kind of puts you in that awkward spot where they ask you, and it's kind of like, well,
Well,
I
and
don't
you'd
really have
have to
room.
go. I mean, if it was me, I'd probably go ahead and collect, um, whatever part of their room is. That way, you're not getting to the con and they go, "Hey, man, I'm broke at a con. I
Yeah,
need $50." And
yeah,
that's kind of an inside joke. But anyway, so but you get that beforehand so that you can have your money to do whatever you want with.
Well, not just that, or try to do things on the weekend, trying to make up money, and then you get mad that they don't pay, and you want
Right.
them to pay before Sunday, and you don't, you just did the deal on Saturday night.
Right.
You
Right.
expect to get paid that fast. It
Yeah.
doesn't work
It
that
all,
way.
it all it almost always pays to plan ahead, right?
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So
for
yeah.
sure. The so get actually getting into the con now.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if I felt like there was more people this year than last year. I felt like it was kind of even, but what I will say is where they had the celebrity and like the other vendors on that side of, they actually expanded it, which was good because there was just so many people crowded in there, so they did make that bigger. But my best, or the best thing that they had going for them was all the AC worked for all
Mhm.
3 days.
That is
So,
definitely a plus versus last year.
yeah, so that was by far the best one for
Hey,
me.
highlight what Bravo said real quick.
Huh?
I like what Mike Bravo said.
Let me get back
The
over
last
here.
comment.
No money, no honey, no fun. My Bravo knows already. The if there was one downfall that the show had, was probably the panels. I doubt anyone else went to a panel probably, but I want to go see one. They, like, say a panel started at 1:30. They were letting VIP and all them go in, which was fine, but they start the panel right at 1:30 before they even let the first person in. So yeah,
That don't make
so
any sense. Then
yeah,
people
so
miss stuff.
exactly. So there's the curtain right there, so you can hear them talking. But so they had two different sections, or three really. They had the regular line, and then they had this little area where VIP could sit down and wait till the next panel. Then they went first, and then there was another express line that went after, and then we finally went in there. But it was literally like a 20-minute wait just to get in there, and the panel started at 1:30. So you're not getting in there close to 2 o'clock. So it was kind of like I understand, the priorities go first. I'm cool with that. They pay that extra money. That's cool. But why not get them in there 10 minutes before the show?
Right.
So that's one thing I felt kind of bothered, and I was, me and John, the guy that went with us too. We decided not to go to any more panels because I was like, well, we're missing already a good portion of it because the panels are only like 40 minutes.
Hmm.
So you're missing like half of it. So I was like, it's not worth it at this point.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Mm-mm.
Um, and so, yeah, that I think that, yeah, I think that there needs to be some major reconstruction of Artist Alley. I think that the Dallas Fan Expo has proven that they can draw a big enough crowd that's comic centric, that there needs to be some more consideration given in space wise for those lines, just like they do the lines for the celebrities.
Mhm.
They need to be doing that for the Artist Alley. I mean, not necessarily even the same amount of space, but meaning that the lines are kind of roped off. There's kind of a general handler that's a
Yeah.
Fan Expo volunteer that's going through there, making sure people stay in the line and not jump in line, that type of a thing.
Yeah.
Because it got to be a crap show on Saturday when everybody started showing up, and like there were Artist Alley was like a one way street, and there's no going down there. Talking about a one way street. So here I am with a wagon. Tony Sanders. Paul sees Tony Sanders. He's like, "Hey, Mississippi, take a picture." And I'm like, everybody's trying to walk around us. It doesn't matter to Paul. He's going to stop and do whatever he is in the middle of everybody. So, but anyway, it was super super busy, and so I
Oh
know
yeah.
that they're trying to get use space because those booths are very expensive. They're making that money, but there needs to be some rearranging somewhere because you're going to have a bad fan experience when somebody goes there to see a Jeff Loeb or Art Adams or whatever, and then they just say, "Yeah, screw it, I'm out. I'm not going to stand around," because like with the celebrities, you go straight up there. There's maybe some chit chat depending on the celebrity. They sign your thing and you move on.
Well, I'm gonna cut you off there because that's still not true. There's still a problem with everything, even with the celebrities. Uh, Strictly said it, but I had said it back in GalaxyCon when I first time going through the celebrity lines. They tape it off, like you said. They got it marked on the floor where everybody's supposed to get in line in. But the thing is, they're not. They're not. They're like this. So if you're Texas sized or super sized, you
Well,
know,
yeah, that is true. Or if you got a wagon, yeah, I mean
or yeah, or I saw a guy that got multiple things signed, and they're just large boxes, and he couldn't carry it or he had to push it,
yeah,
and those taped off lines are like this,
yeah,
and you're herded in like cattle,
Mhm.
and thank God the air was working this year because I could not imagine it last year being a celebrity lines where they cram you and then the lines are so thin, and then the celebrities they line up an hour and a half before the celebrity even shows up. So you could be in line for 3-4 hours plus
Yeah.
waiting to get something signed.
yeah. I mean that's true. I'm not saying that they had it,
It's not
100%
perfect.
together on the celebrity
No.
side. It's just that they like the celebrity side. There was a little more organization to it because, like, when
Yeah,
you do with a comic deal to people, a lot of time it's more reactional, not just transactional. And so when you're going up there, these people are looking at their wares. They don't know if you've got art available. They don't know what kind of comics you got to get signed. So somebody doesn't necessarily bring something there. They might buy a couple things from the booth,
right.
talk about this and talk about that. And so you just need a little more elbow room than what they're affording there. And you got to think about the David Finches of the world. Okay, everybody's lining up for him. But what about the little guy? The little guy that doesn't have the huge draw, and now everybody's standing in front of his booth. Is somebody going to say, "Excuse me, I want to get to this little guy that nobody knows"?
Hmm.
No.
And so they're going to be missing out on business and gaining that fan base too. So
But it wasn't just that. Even for the artist alley, they had, and you had spoken about it on your show. They
mhm.
had sequential,
Yep.
which brought certain guests. So you had Art Adams, Jeff Loeb, David Finch. So you had literally three lines for each person, all on the same side. And then you got people walking down the aisle. Then you got people that are coming from the opposite direction, looking at the tables across from them. So you had actually 4 to 5 lanes in a little bitty alley.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I mean, I know you guys are definitely more of the artist alley guys that go over there, so I can only imagine everything y'all had to deal with. And I mean, that's where y'all spend most of y'all's time. And to feel cluttered like that. And I mean, like you said, if the AC was not working again, I mean, everyone would have been
And even
angry.
with the AC, there just wasn't enough airflow in certain areas. Like
Yeah.
they would cord it off and put you in an area, a holding area, so you'd be away from the crowded lines. And but there's just no air circulation going around there either. And especially like how everybody says the con smell, or people not bathing or putting enough deodorant. I
Yeah.
mean, you get a guy or one or two in there, or you know somebody that ate too much breakfast. You get one in there, and there's just no airflow, dude. No matter what.
I agree. I don't know why they don't just because they have that. I imagine they have that whole building because there's three. No, there's I think two or three floors, and then they have the halls that they can do the panels and stuff. So I don't know why they don't just expand that whole little section they had for the floor and just use the whole area. It made no sense, especially for Artist Alley. Like how much more money do you think they would have brought in if there was actually room? Because I'm sure there was probably some people that are like, I'm not gonna wait in this. Like I don't even know who's who, where's the line start. Because there's no lines, there's no anything to guide you. There's no one at the end saying, hey, this is this person's line. So you have someone waiting in the line. Come to find out, you're in the wrong line.
Right. I mean, that happened to Shelby. He
So
was, uh, I think he was in, oh, what's her name line, but he thought it was Adam Kubert, or I mean, Andy Kubert's line. And so, yeah, I mean, and you're just like, well, okay. He was wanting to see her anyway, so it kind of worked out. But, you know, um,
yeah,
what if you just stood in somebody else's line you had no interest in seeing?
But you know what? I don't know if
yeah,
y'all noticed
exactly.
this. I told a collector this the other day, but they shortened the tables too. They usually would give them two tables.
Right.
They gave them one table, and me and Brent Peebles, an artist that was there, I asked him, "Why does the tables look weird?" And he looked at it. He said, "Well, we're paying for a 6 foot table." And he was looking at it. He said, "No, these are 5 foot tables." So not only did they cut them from having two tables, but they went from a 6 foot table to a 5 foot table. So they're just constantly screwing these artists
So
and
yeah,
come,
they're raising the price
come
every
big
year, but
yes.
then they're pinching out the amount that they're getting for the
Yeah,
price.
every year, because like last year it was two tables, but like you said, crammed everybody. This year they took one table and shortened their table. And how are you going to give somebody like Art Adams, David Finch, David Nakayama, not to name that nobody else is bigger than them, but those are some of your big names, and you're giving them one 5 foot table.
I mean, David Nakayama, I mean, he's in the corner. You're blocking everybody else's booth for people to stand in line for
But
him. And
guess
it's
what was next to? Guess what booth was next to him? A CGC hero slab where everybody goes to give their submissions.
well, and then Perillo and Carla Cohen. I mean, they weren't that far down the line from there.
Mhm.
So
No,
I mean, it just didn't make any sense to me. They're going to have to. I think the proof of concept is there that more people want that. So okay, get more room, and I don't know what they can do if anything with that space or split it up. I mean, there's cons where things are split up. Where
well, there was even a problem I saw even in the food court. They had that Pecos Bill, the root beer those
yeah,
people who do the root beer,
right,
they were blocking off because they had a big crowd. Then they had a tape off an area and put that the ribbon tape where everybody can go, and
uh-huh.
they got bigger and bigger, and the lines just tripled in 30 minutes, and they couldn't handle the crowd that was coming in, and people are trying to walk. If you don't look or you're not paying attention, you're thinking, oh, I got to get to this site in 30 minutes. And you get up and you start going, you got this large group that you got to walk around or you cut through. And you can tell some people, they just get tired. By the fifth person, I don't want to see another person coming across from me,
Right.
especially carrying some stuff. And then I get hit a backpack and I get hit every fifth person.
Yep.
Mm.
So, I mean,
I agree.
they're just very lucky that tempers weren't flared at this con or the previous one from the AC being out. They were just so lucky.
Yeah, I think that to get, and when I say their customer, not just the ticket paying customer that's coming in there, but their customer being those vendors that are
Mhm.
paying for those booths,
Yep.
those artists, because there's some artists, they're local to Texas. It's a big con. That's easy, right? But when you got some of these guys that they could go to any of these other ones instead of Dallas, because why go to Dallas if it's a crap show in the setup, So
But all right, guys, real quick, we're gonna go to about a 2 minute commercial break.
Yeah, I was
We're
about
gonna
to
be
say.
we're gonna go. We're gonna be right back. Give us 1 second. Let's see. Let's see. Make sure we can hear this.
Can't hear nothing. Yeah. So this is from the Batman statue collector. We saw each other at Artist Alley, and we were able to talk for a bit, showing off that Sean Gordon Murphy piece that I got.
Good thing that Paul's not here. Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hashtag no Paul Saturday. So
All right. Was
yeah,
were you able to hear it?
no, that's fine.
No, we couldn't
Oh, it
hear
didn't
you.
go through. Oh
No,
man,
but
I thought it did. Oh,
now
sorry.
the start of that video, I didn't see that cosplayer, but she definitely was wearing the right stuff.
And then
Mr.
funny
Plex
and
is rewinding it down to see what I'm talking about.
oh, I know what you're talking about because I let me see. Well, hold on, because there's something. Southern was not the only one.
Oh yeah, you were in there too, weren't you?
I'm in there in the background. You can't miss me for sure. I'll, I'll find it another time. But let me just close this. All right. But yeah, so I guess we can go over some stuff that we got. Um, and if you want, I can go first. I'll show half, and then I'll show the other half. So, so first thing I got was I met a friend up there. Uh, got something before the show even started. Friend came all the way to from Houston to
Oh,
hand
wow.
deliver this to me. Let me hand deliver this. It's Ultimate Comic Spider-Man 9.4 issue 3, and of course, if you know me, you know me.
Make your
Newsstand.
screen bigger.
Newsstand?
Yeah.
Screen
Let
bigger.
me.
So let me ask you something on your friend that brought it up from Houston. Did he charge
Yeah.
you like shipping for bringing it up there?
No, but I heard another Houstonian did that, and then they even brought the book to them, and they took took $10 from what I heard.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not gonna say no names,
Oh, okay.
but yeah. So be aware out there. Another another book that I got was a Michael Turner Supergirl #1.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
So got that for a really good deal. So why
That
not?
direct or newsstand?
Direct.
Okay.
Sorry for the glare too. Then picked up this Atomic Comics #1 Hero Incentive Hulk #1. So
The Hulk one homage.
yeah, Ed McGuinness. Sorry for that glare again, but picked that up. Um, found this. I was at this booth a lot this weekend, and I didn't notice this book because it was literally covering half of it um, for stacking. But this is a newsstand.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I managed to get this. I mean, you could tell already what this issue is, even with like it being covered up like halfway. So I managed to find that the last day, plus the Hulk.
Wow.
Um, and then the
Bravo,
last
James
day.
the Supergirl.
Bravo, you still got to pay for that girl you binned earlier.
Uh-oh.
And then
Oh boy.
Ultimate Comics Omni Spider-Man #9 newsstand. Found this in a back bin. So
Dang.
started off last year buying a newsstand from Ultimate Comics, then his first appearance, and then started and got another one. So Definitely doing good on finding these. So if anyone has any, definitely let me know. And then the last thing I show before the next time I come up is this really hard to find, and I don't ever hear anyone talk about it. But when I saw this book in person, I couldn't really hold back like how much I wanted it, which was a bad thing. But I managed to get a really good deal on it either way. But this is a Ghost Rider #1 from 2011. But this is Neil Adams
Yeah,
cover.
Man,
when you showed that picture the other night, I thought it was Clayton Crane because I think Crane did the main covers, but that's a
Yeah,
what, a 1 in 25?
I did
one in
too.
50.
Oh, one
One
in
in
50.
50.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea Neil Adams did that. I thought it was
Yeah.
kind of funny too.
So, like I said, I've never seen the book in person. I've always seen pictures, and I've tried to get one on eBay. There's like I think four or five, but they're asking a lot of money, and but I managed to get, like I said, a really good deal. Guy said he had it for a while, and no one knows what it is, and he gave me a deal, so I couldn't say no to it. But the last three books I will show, I guess, after you guys. So, Southern, you want to go or Michael? Which one of you
It,
guys?
it doesn't matter to me.
All right, we'll go with you real quick. You're right here.
Okay. Yeah, so as far as I done my normal pick up at the booth, get a couple cigs, that kind of thing. But the big pickup this weekend, I did a sketch, which I'm packing for Heroes because I fly out tomorrow. But
Dang.
so I've already got the sketchbook put up, but this is the big pickup. And like Collector said, when you go to do the sale, you always want to talk down what you're trying to buy, right? Like it's trash. Like who would even pay this for this? Whereas, when you go up there and you're like, oh, that's gorgeous. I've always wanted this, it's bad if you're trying to get a good deal on something. So I had seen this page and I was able to pick this up. I mean, there's just so much going on. Every single panel's got a, story behind it. Great action page from Batman Beyond the White Knight. So this is
That's
the
cool.
more recent one, even to the point of the bat bomb. So the little bomb that they throw in there.
Hmm.
Batman's got everything, and then the explosion, the back to back against each other, and of course, most of my collecting is related to the art of the story that I like. So I really like the Batman White Knight series, and if you know that series, I mean, the page means a little bit more to you knowing the series and the story and how it led up to that point. But even if you don't, even if you're just looking at the action, the Easter eggs, the Sean Gordon Murphy vehicles, and that kind of stuff, then you definitely would can appreciate it. It's going on my wall. So when I get back, I'll take it to Hobby Lobby and frame it up, get her framed up. Thank
Hey, what's
you.
up, Carlos? Appreciate you stopping by, man. Beautiful piece, Southern. Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
So, but yeah, so that was my big piece, and then of course the other thing I was trying to rein myself in. Obviously, I wasn't doing a very good job because I bought something on a YouTube auction on the way home, and then of course I got Heroes this week. So yeah, I got less signatures, but I wasn't picking up any books. There were no books that I was really looking for. As far as big books, not a lot of bins for me just to kind of dive and maybe pick up a Turok one here or there. I did pick up two or three Turoks in some bargain bins at some shops that me and Shelby visited. I had previously got a good deal from Michael on some, and he delivered them to me without charging me shipping, I will say. Unlike one of his fellow Houston,
Colleagues.
yeah,
Colleagues.
those fellow Houston people. But
He's making
yes,
Houston look bad with that one.
I'm
So
telling you.
when I like you, I give breaks or do favors. Maybe that person just didn't
Well,
like.
and the fact that you're already coming, so it's not like you said, "Hey, I'm driving up to Dallas just to deliver this to you." like you're going to Dallas anyway. But nevertheless, so I mean, it just doesn't seem like what a professional would do. Just saying. Um, Someone that fashions himself as a professional. But yeah, I mean, overall, there was a lot of stuff, as there always is. It does seem to me that it was being or well better attended, at least on Friday, than previous years.
Mhm.
And Saturday was packed out when I left around noon. People were still just swarming in. Which is good, as much as down things as we talked about earlier, like that, when companies like Fan Expo can do well and make money on these shows, that's how they stay around. Otherwise, they don't. They quit having them. So
Appreciate it, man. All right, we are gonna go next to
Like everybody's been saying, don't forget to hit the like button.
yep.
And like Southern, I got a original art piece also, and just like he said, I tried talking them down. They weren't budging. Uh, you know, I still was going to take it no matter what. This was the first day. They got Black Panther. You got imagine that's Thor. So Black Panther, She-Hulk, Captain Marvel. Then of course you got the recognizable character Black Panther, but you got She-Hulk and Miss Marvel.
That's
So
cool.
that's what drew me was their facial expressions, almost a full bodies, like half body to almost a 3/4 body, and then I think that's a guy from the Black Order. So you almost got a full figure of She-Hulk, and then you got Captain Marvel. So it's got two of the three things that's going for it that you look for in original art. Females, good looking females on the panel, recognizable characters that you don't have to sit there and say, well, you know what, I don't think this is Black Panther, but I think it is. There's no question about it. It is Black Panther. This one, it is Black Panther. Females, front side,
Mhm.
and that's two out of the three that you look for in buying that I do in original art. Now the only thing I didn't do was it's kind of not signed, but it's him, it's not a signature, but that's him. It's obviously his artwork. It's got it on the top,
Mhm.
Greg Land, J. Listen, the inker, but I just didn't get him to sign it personally with a silver or whatever pen. Now, I was going to ask Southern and Mr. Collector, what's your opinion? Should I take it back the next time I see him and get him to sign it? I know it's not necessary because there's no doubt about it that it is him. But what's your opinion? What's your 2 cents on this?
I mean, it's really just preference, right? I
Mhm.
mean, if you want to see the sig, it's kind of like in the old days, they always opened up the book to sign it below the indicia, um, instead of on the cover itself. So you've got the signature, but it's not showing. So the only real way that really makes any difference is if you were going to frame it up, because then you can't see the back. Um,
Yeah.
and so, I mean, it's just whatever your personal preference is.
Well, it's got this name right there because
Yeah.
they always put the issue number, page number, and who did it. So that's what I'm asking. Is it necessary? I know it's not, but what's your 2 cents? Would you have gotten it signed by him?
Yeah, probably so. Me personally, I just like the signature on the front.
I'm the
I,
same way.
I don't like it the way Sal Buscema and some of those guys would do, how they
It's not a print, Bill Green. This is not a print.
that's the original.
It's not a print.
But yeah, so Sal Buscema and them would used to sign stuff like in the art, and
Ooh.
I hate that, but yeah, but there's plenty of space up at the top or at the bottom if you wanted to sign it, or even on the side if you wanted them to say something. Like I got Lenore Zan to sign that Rogue original piece.
Right.
See, I'm the same way. I like the signing of the front. I mean, I only have two pieces. I mean, y'all have a lot more than me, so I mean, you can't display it because y'all have a. I mean, y'all have a lot of more art than me, but I mean, I only have two, so I definitely display those because and then you can see the signature. But I mean, I like getting it signed if I could do it like you could, and then display it. But I like the signature on the front as well.
Well, I can always, next time I could always
Yeah.
take it to him. Yeah. I was just wondering though what
Yeah,
y'all would.
and I've seen Jay several times too. So I mean, if you wanted to, you get him to sign it as well on the front.
All right.
Oh, let's see, real quick. Let me say hello to El Green. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Thank you, thank you. Uh,
Hit the like button.
yeah, hit the like button, please. Thank you, appreciate it. Let's see. Did you have anything else, Michael, or is it
I
just
do. I'll wait till the next round.
next one? All right, cool, cool. Let me swing back to me real quick and go over the last three books that I got. So both three books never owned, always wanted, but just never had a chance to get them. And I was super excited to find this. Literally the first, which was funny. The first 30 minutes last year for Dallas Fan Expo, I found that huge book for Ultimate Fallout 4, and this year I found the number one variant to me. Well, I mean compared to the 1 in 25. Um, this one is all black. Spider-Man number 14 or 12. Sorry, tripping. Number 12. 1 in 25. Super hard to find. Don't mind this. This is on the Mylar, but always wanted this book. I've seen them online, but something with an all black cover. I mean, especially for how much it goes for. It's one of those books I kind of want to buy in person to really look at the book because sometimes they don't really take great pictures online. So, really excited to get that. The
All right, so
second,
I told you. Did you see JT at the show?
yeah, yeah, I saw him. He was at, yeah, I saw him. We both saw him Saturday.
Yeah. So I told him you picked up that book.
Dude, he kept asking me. He's like, "Find me a book. Find me a Miles book." The but I got something for him. So the second day, so that was by far my favorite book I picked up from day one. Day two, got a really really good deal on this. Never owned this book, always wanted it. Um, ASM 14,
Oh, whoa, wait a
Green
minute.
Goblin.
Did I even see? I didn't even know you had gotten that book. Did you, or
Yeah,
were you saving it for this show tonight?
no, I
Yep.
posted it.
Oh, I missed that one. I mean, I see
Yeah,
the other stuff you got.
yeah,
Oh my
and
word! Yeah,
got
I mean,
this.
that's got to be the big boy book, right?
Oh,
The biggest one you got.
nope.
Whoa! I mean, that's a big book. What kind of grade do you think that's in?
So there is an issue with the book, but I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh," but it is missing one page,
Okay, so it's
but
incomplete, but
it's
all right.
incomplete. Yeah. But as it stands, like if it didn't have that issue, it would at least be a 6.
Okay, okay. So you've mylarted it out of its mind, and
Yeah, I mean,
you
I'm gonna display it. And yeah, I wish it wasn't missing that page, but I mean, I got it for like, I mean, cheaper than what a point five sells for.
well, a thought,
Way cheap.
if it
Yeah, I don't
means
mind.
anything to you, that you could find like a trash copy
Hmm.
somewhere and marry the two
That's what Press
maps.
is saying.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So still excited to get it. Presents really really nice. Got that. But day three was the big one. I saw this throughout all 3 days, but I think trying to go after a book like this, talk to the person all 3 days and try to work with them. And I finally got it. Um, Action Comics 252 first Supergirl.
See, I saw that. I saw when you posted this one. I missed the super.
Yeah, to me this is the top one I got for this weekend. Got this from his name is Greg, If you look at my Instagram, you'll see a picture of him. I'm sure if anyone goes to any of the big shows, you will see him there. His business is Greg White Comic Books. But managed to get this. This is about a 3.0. We probably looked at the book for about 30 minutes, front to back, every page. Um, Staples are good. Staples are intact. They are getting rusty though, which is understandable. But I am going to get this graded for sure. I'm sending this to get graded as soon as I can. But those are all the books that I have picked up. Um, Probably by far the best show I've gotten books from, by far.
Well, I mean, yeah, wow. I mean, especially that Spider Man. Yeah, that's a big book, and yeah.
So I was excited to get all those. Managed to get some cool deals. Southern, did you have anything else, or was that?
Yeah, I was going to show you.
Yeah, let me
I
get you up
sent
here.
those links to you. Might be the
Oh,
easiest way to pull them up.
okay. Let me do that. Let me
Yeah.
get here. All right. Let me see. Uh, okay. Let me pull all three real quick.
Okay.
Sorry.
Smash the like button if you haven't already.
Okay. Last one.
Don't forget the Strictly auction on Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday.
There you go. Then you will catch Michael. You do every other Sunday, right, Michael?
Uh, I do every Sunday unless I can't. But yeah, I help out too.
Michael does co-host. So yeah, make sure to check out these guys. Okay, let me pull it up for you. Okay, present. Screen share.
Do you see what that question for you, Southern? It says what year is your
Uh-oh. So the uh, sketchbook. This is the ninth sketch that I've gotten in this book. Every time I get something from this book, um, I'm not sure what the year on it is, but supposed to be an original board. This is part of the box,
Oh, sorry. Let
and all
me.
that kind of stuff. But so yeah, this is part of the box. The houses are made of wood. It's got different community chest and chance cards than what comes in the games these days. So, but yeah. So, what's the artist name?
Oh,
Michael Anna.
Anna Joe?
Yeah. So I thought about getting Shelby's girlfriend to do one for me, but I didn't know she'd probably be more expensive than Anna was, and so decided to get that. I forewarned her about all that and told her even that, hey, yeah, I'll be here at about noon Saturday, but I'd really like to get somebody else to do something else in here too. And so she's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's no problem. Well, it ended up being a problem. She didn't get finished until um, Friday night, so she gave it to me Saturday morning. But if you scroll down and you see that prelim, so she has a light tablet, and so she put the light tablet, and so I actually got a prelim with this
oh,
too
that's
that
cool.
she did, and
Wow.
she gave me. So
That's cool.
so there was that, and those pages are very thirsty and very challenging, which a lot of artists, if they see like, man, this one tried this one tried that, I'm going to try something else. Michael, I think you were standing. Were you standing there when I was talking to her and giving her the book originally?
Yeah, I was.
So hey, I forewarned you. This is what it's gonna, this is what it's gonna be like, and all this other kind of stuff. She's like, yeah, okay, I'm up to the challenge. So that's the only sketch that I got at the deal. Now the other ones there,
That's the front of the
that's
book.
the front of the book. Yeah.
That's
So
a big book too.
and strangely enough, there was actually a vendor there that had one for sale. I didn't ask,
Really?
yeah, I didn't ask him how much he was wanting for it
Yeah,
because, but there, if anybody's ever interested, on the Valiant website, you can go on there and they're like on a super sale. I don't know how many of them they got left in the warehouse, but they're very cheap nowadays.
But to reiterate to everybody, if you ever get a chance to look at it, because that was my first time seeing that book, and the pages they're not even, so it makes it. It's got a lot of characteristics to it. It's uneven pages. It's cut. It's not cut. Straight. So it
Yeah,
makes it look very, very distinctive from anything out there, for one thing. And we kind of decided that the paper was what, linen almost. That's
yeah,
why it was
it's
challenging for most artists.
yeah, it's a definitely a different kind of paper quality, and I'm assuming that's what the book originally was intended to do. Now, was it intended to do it with watercolor and super markers that some of the artists have used? I doubt that, but yeah, so that it has been quite the challenge. And everybody that I picked the book up from, everybody's like, "Man, that's so awesome! You know, great idea." It'd be nice for some of the other, um, and I see people that got just like a regular sketchbook and they get it done, and that's fine. But it just adds an extra kind of deal to it.
uniqueness.
Yeah,
Well, it's supposed to look, you know what it's supposed to look like, right? It's supposed to look like the Necronomicon.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's why it's called the Geomancer. But, it's supposed to look like it's an ancient book,
Tone. Yep.
textbook.
Yep.
That's cool. Did you want to do the Return of Superman or the X-Men one
Either
next?
one. Either one.
All right.
So, so I had this grand idea that was going to essentially be two 11 by 17s put together of all the Return of Superman cast to include Supergirl, um, and had this sent to Tom Grummett's art rep 2 years ago, and still no forward movement on that. So, and I told Tom as much, so I said, well, let's just do a jam piece. This is something I can get from you here at the show, and there you go. So this Tom Grummett, known for the Superboy during that era, and so we're going
The Superman.
this with me to Heroes Con, and Dan Jurgens is going to be there. So I'm hoping to get him to do a cyborg Superman on that as well. So
That's cool. So, real quick before we go to the last one, tell a little bit about what this website is. So this way, if anyone is interested or they want to see the rest of your stuff, they know where to go.
yeah, so it's a website called comicartfans.com. I believe that you can navigate the website for free without, it's certainly free, but without having to set up an account. Now, if you decide that you want to comment on anybody's web or pages, then you have to have a account for that. But again, it's free. But there are some tomes of awesome art in some people's. If you know the guy who has the ASM 300 cover, he also has the Ultimate Fallout 4 cover, by the way. So he also has more money than anybody on this panel tonight.
Okay. Yeah, that ain't hard to believe on my side for sure.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, this guy's the same guy that's the former owner of Valiant Comics, and he's also a Valiant fan. So all the great Valiant covers stuff he picks them up to. But so yeah, I mean that's like history that's out there. They have a kind of a place where you can go to look for stuff that's for sale. You can type in a search and like you like Miles Morales. Just Spider-Man, and you can look at stuff that people's got. So it's a neat, website for that. So that's
There
where
you
I
go.
house all the stuff.
And this is some of his stuff that he currently has in his collection. So yeah, guys, y'all make sure to stop by this website, Comic Art Fans, and definitely check out Southern's rest of his art that he has. But we'll go on to the last one,
All right.
and
So I normally don't cross streams. However, I did not realize that Lenore Zan was going to be at the con. Just happened to. I was actually talking to James Siegel, who is on Comic Art Fans, and that's where I know him from. And he was showing me some of his artwork, and he said, "Man, I known that because he had bought the Gambit original art for the marketing for the X-Men 97 series for Gambit. Tim Levins, the artist, had sold them all separately. And I'd been on the Rogue one, missed out. He said, man, if I'd done that, I would have got, known that, I would have brought the Gambit one and I could have got the Gambit art, voice actor signed. I said, he's here? Because I didn't remember seeing that. And he's like, yeah, he's over there by the Rogue one. I'm like, wait a minute, what? And so I happen to have this in there because Ralph Macchio, not to be confused with the Karate Kid, was the writer on this. And he is going to be at Heroes Con. I got Andrew Wildman to sign this back at Strictly Con last year. So, but this is like Rogue front and center. And yeah, I got Lenore Zan. I talked to her for quite a while about the old series, the new series. And she said, hey, sugar, and signed it Lenore Zan, aka Hey Road. And I even got a picture of her and I down there.
oh, I didn't see that.
So there you go.
That's cool. Look at that, guys. Whoever's gonna get a holiday card from Southern this year, this is gonna be the front picture, front card right here. So just let y'all know. And then
So
this
she
is
was supposed to be I'm trying to remember, it was a con that I was
go
going to
for it.
be at, and then she canceled at the last minute. I had already bought I need to fix that. Okay. It comes up as like I need to download a better picture of I always like to, like on my pages, like to have the color art for
Mhm.
reference. But when you just pulled that up, I need to download a better picture of that. But anyways, so
That's
yeah, it was
cool.
my surprise. So it was a pleasant surprise for the con. Why in the world you would not put that and advertise that as being a thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you would have sold more tickets for sure, especially how hyped the show is right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of weird too. Real quick,
There's now there's a couple of comics that I'm attempting to put back together,
mhm,
and one of them is Ultimate X-Men Annual #1. Now that comic is where they got the death scene in episode 5. So when she's holding him in the crater, that's a DPS in the or no, a full page splash in that issue. And so I really wish I would have had that one, um, and I would have got both of them to sign it.
yeah,
But even though again it's crossing streams, which I don't typically do, like if I'm getting a celebrity to sign a comic, it needs to be like a photo.
a photo variant. Yeah, I'm the same way. I agree on that.
Yeah, so and whatever people do is fine. I mean that's them, but it's just me. Uh,
Now I understand. Let me go ahead and
uh, so you might Carlos DR has a question in the chat.
let's see what you got. Oh, what's up, Carlos? Appreciate you stopping by too, man. Will there be a Strictly Con this year? No, not this year, but he has announced that there will be a show next year. I'm not sure on a time, date, and place. He hasn't said nothing to me. Um, but
Michael's in the loop.
Yeah, he put it on Facebook, Carlos, that
oh,
it's
there you go.
coming
There you go.
2026. No, 2025. Sorry, I'm a year ahead of y'all.
There you go. You heard it here first.
2025.
2025. All right. There you go. Let's see. And let's get over to Michael. What you got, Michael?
I went ahead and got two commissions. One was Lucio Perillo.
Ooh.
Did he do those for you at the con?
Yes,
Do you know what he used to make that white effect like that?
tempera paint,
Okay.
tempera paint, whatever, however you say it. And it literally took them like 3 hours.
Wow.
So I mean, him and his wife Carla Cohen, they can pump it out fast.
Well, have you ever watched any of his reels on Instagram
Yes.
where he's yeah, I mean you're just watching masterpieces made, you know?
Yeah, and it's you'd think that it would take like everybody else would say like a whole week. This guy can do it. He did this in literally 3 hours at a table, undisturbed. But I mean, you got people that need an easel, need to take breaks,
Right.
need to walk back. No, this dude was just kicked back and was pumping it out like it was nothing. So I can imagine the probably takes longer for the paint to dry than the work involved.
Right.
And he's just a nice guy, anyways. So it was my second time meeting him. Uh, his wife suggested the Green Goblin. She said he would have so much fun doing it. I said, you know what? Because you said so, then yes. And I got her. She was supposed to do the same thing, just a headshot.
Uh-huh.
But because I met them at GalaxyCon and followed them and got repetitive work, I got something from both of them at GalaxyCon. She said, I'll do a head sketch, but I'll if you let me do whatever character I want, I'll upgrade it. I'll upgrade it for you for free. I said, sure, fine. So she did a Wonder Woman.
So kind of same looks like the same process and
She took a little longer, but not so. Yeah, same thing. Tempera paint, pencil and tempera paint on gray paper, and she did the two-tone signature.
Very nice.
And she was just supposed to do, like I said, just this.
Right.
And she went ahead.
Well, I mean, like, would it be Wonder Woman if you didn't get a little bit further down?
Well, that's the thing. It comes with a price tag.
Right, right.
She did me a huge favor and did it for, I don't want to, she just did me a favor. I'll put it like that.
So one of her Vampirella covers she posed for, and Tony NY, if you ever see him on YouTube, bought it at Lake Como from her. And so I don't know how the conversation got started that Shelby said he knew Tony. And she said, oh, well, give him this. And like anyway, whatever way it got, Shelby's got it to send to Tony. But I thought that was neat, because anytime that you got any of these artists that you can like have repeat business, and an example of this is Jeremy Clark. I walk by his table and he's like, hey man, how's it going? I've got his cell phone number, and he was showing me his upcoming projects that have not been released yet. And that way you can kind of get in good with them, not just because you're wanting favors like this one right here, but it's nice when they happen, right?
Yeah. No, I talked to him. I talked to him quite a bit, and there's another friend of ours that Carla Cohen was working a commission on, and she even let him see work that Lucia was doing for. I don't know if it was a commission or if it was a cover that he was working on, but something that nobody's ever seen yet, and she just had him show it to him. And I mean, these people they're real cool. They're real personable. They like to do a lot of interaction. And Carla, she's just so outgoing. Her personality and everything. And her husband, he's a little bit more withdrawn, but he's still approachable, and it's just like everybody says the when you want to get something signed, I'd rather get it signed in front of them instead of paying for it to be done or paying after somebody decides to sell it. So yeah, it
Right.
was.
No, that's cool, Michael. I
Well,
like that paper that you used a lot too. It looks
well,
nice.
and if I was going to get something drawn by her, I would definitely get a woman. I mean, just like
Well,
just
I wanted Lucia to do a woman also, but she said that he'll do a lot more work and he'll uh, put more effort into it if it was the Green Goblin. And I said, okay. I mean, if you say that he'll, it doesn't have to be the Green Goblin, but if you say that he'll have a better time and fun doing it, then yes, you know, uh, rather have a good time in doing it and give me something special versus something that I want and he doesn't like doing it.
right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I'm sure like, well, I've got this little card that Lucio drew a Hulk card, uh,
Mm.
and he said, as long as it's not something Vampirella. Well, I mean, because everybody's asking for that, right? So it's like,
You've got to see it. If you haven't seen his Vampirilla stuff, you've got to see it.
oh, I mean, it's fantastic, but I mean, at some point, they're like, okay, can I draw something besides this? Ron Lim's much the same way. So, like, if you ask him for a Thanos sketch or Silver Surfer, he's going to charge more because he
Hmm.
draws them all the time. And so it's like, hey, can I draw something else different? I had
Hmm.
thought about talking about Ron Lim, I thought about getting him to do a sketch for me, but they're like $800 for a full body, one character.
Hmm.
I'd really like to get that scene in Infinity War mimicked it, but in Infinity Gauntlet where Captain America and Thanos are standing against each other,
Hmm.
and I'd really like to get that scene done by him, but uh, we'll see.
Yeah,
Sorry.
thanks for Green and Mike Bravo.
Yeah, they loved it, man. Awesome. Then El Green with the hard eyes,
Yeah.
two hard eyes at that. Then Mike Bravo says those commissions, congratulations. He didn't say Prince this time, so thank you, Mike Bravo. No Prince this time. But no, guys, I appreciate y'all stopping by. It was fun. I had fun. I really did. And I don't know what exactly you guys are gonna do next year for the show, or even if you're gonna go. Me and Michael just actually found out, and I was actually telling Southern before the show that this or next year, uh, Comic Palooza, which is over here in Houston, and Dallas Fan Expo are going to be on the same weekend. We found out, which is to me the dumbest thing they can do. Which
It's
I don't
happened
blame.
before. It's happened before, years and years ago, where not exactly the same day. It was like the weekend apart. It was one weekend was one con, and the very next was the other one.
Well, this is worse. This is
That
both.
makes it worse.
Yeah, this is definitely kind of
Hopefully
how do
one
you
of
choose?
them.
But
Hopefully one of them will change their minds.
yeah, I know. Which I mean, what Houston always did it in May. They always did theirs in May. So I mean, if anything, Houston's the one that's really trying to go against Dallas. Which this year's lineup was not. I wasn't expecting the lineup that they had. Not so much artist wise, but celebrity wise, which they did get a lot of people to go over there. But um, yeah, I guess we'll find out. I mean, we still got a whole year
Yeah,
to
out of the
decide.
two, I definitely like Bravo. I'd go to Dallas versus
Yeah,
Computer.
I agree. Definitely more comics over there than there were over here for Houston. So that's kind of my plan as well. But I also want to do what Souther's doing. He's going to Heroes Con this week, so he's going to be able to let us know how that is too. Which I really want to try to head out there because that's definitely a show worth 80 maybe 90% comics and artists. So I mean that's the show I always hear is the best one for books and like I said artists. So hopefully it's good Southern. So but other than that though, do y'all got anything else?
Well, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I did some signings and commissions, not commissions, but submissions to CGC. So you'll see them later on when I get them back. I put them my not only a teaser on Instagram, but on my YouTube channel. I'll show them. And one of them was Frank Miller Daredevil star stamped Mark Jewelers.
There you go.
I'm starting to do the Mark Jewelers and getting them signed and submitted. And another one is one of the cosplayers that you always see me trying to peddle the Virgin variant covers to Vampirillas and all that other stuff, the cosplay photo covers. One of them was there in Dallas, and I got her to sign a couple books.
All right, look at that. So I mean, y'all make sure I need to update these banners, but definitely check out Michael on his channel, Instagram. He always has killer books as well.
So let the
Uh,
hate commence.
yeah, haters are gonna hate. There you go.
That's what they say.
But no, I appreciate y'all stopping by. I know it was like really last minute doing this. It was I'm on vacation this week, so that's why it was best
You
time
on
for me.
vacation this week?
Yeah, I don't go back until Friday.
I was going to say, why don't you just grab a plane ticket and head out to?
I go honestly. If I would have definitely tried to go on Heroes, but I wouldn't want to go by myself. I'd rather have like a group of people. I mean, I don't know. So I don't know how that's gonna work out for next year, if anything. But yeah, I'm excited to hear back from you, Southern, and see how you like it. Because I mean, you're definitely all about the art and books, so it'll be cool
Hmm.
to hear what you have to say about that. Um, Real quick, BLC came in. Appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping by.
Meow
And
Meow
then,
is going to be at Heroes as well.
oh, is he? Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of people that are going to that show from what you were telling me. So, which is good. I mean, that's always good to meet other people from the community. And then El Green, good night, guys. Catch you later. Appreciate it stopping by, El Green. Appreciate everyone stopping by, hanging out with us again. But other than that, I guess that's it. I'll let Southern say goodbye real quick, and then we'll go to Michael, and then we'll sign off.
Adios.
Look at that, man. A few words right there.
Hasta luego.
Then you got right here.
Hey, just like everybody's been saying, glad for everybody to stop by. Had fun. Could wish I could have showed more, but they're on their way to CGC. So hopefully I'll see them soon.
There you go. Appreciate it. And again, just because they didn't show it this time, they're going to show it on their channels. So make sure to give these guys a follow. Like I said, on Instagram and YouTube. Great content, great guys all around. So again, appreciate it. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all next time.
See you.
Night.